Hey friends, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Thanks for joining me for another crafty venture. Today I am doing a bit of a product focus or highlight on the net stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. And I'm going to do a bunch of pulls on my gel press, and I'll show you how I made these two cards. And I'll also have a couple bonus cards at the end. So while I get going, just let me encourage you, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay. Don't feel like you have to stay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, not everything is for everybody. But if you do like it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you're not already a member of my crafty tribe and you want to subscribe, I would love that as well. Make sure you hit that little bell so you're alerted to all the new content that I post in the future. And I will get back to my video and talk to you about my process. So this is just a 5x7 gel plate. I think this one is from Jelly Arts. I believe that it is. And I am using, obviously, my alcohol inks. The first color I laid down was the butterscotch, which, even though it's just like this golden brown, it has become my favorite. I'm a neutrals kind of girl anyway. I love all color, but neutrals, I don't know. I guess because I'm a fall girl. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I used. And then I also came back over the top of the stencil with Celestial, and you saw me shaking them up. If you're using any kind of pearlized ink or a metallic ink or any kind of mixative, you want to make sure that you shake those up so you get those mica powders moving, or mica flakes in the liquid moving. So I went over it with Celestial, and then I decided I wanted to have some smolder in there as well. So you can see, though, that when I lifted the stencil, the ink was just way too wet, and so it smeared and it smudged, and then I didn't wait, and I put my my matte medium down to lift it, and it's a cool print, but you really don't see the stencil design on there, that texture, that beautiful net-like texture. It's so cool. It can be used in so many different ways. I'm excited, like even for like Halloween. I'm gonna use it at Halloween. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to use it. So here I am. I don't believe that I laid any ink down first. I'm just coming straight in, and I want to say this is the smolder because I see that there's like a metallic finish, and the butterscotch does not have a metallic finish. So I'm laying it down, I'm spreading it out. Every now and then when I think about it, I add some of my the mixative, and then I'm using that matte medium again to do my pull and lift that print, and wait for it. I love this stencil. Love this stencil. That's better. I mean, that is so cool. It looks like brick. It looks like stone. It looks like alligator skin. It's so cool. I love it. So here I'm using the Celestial. I'm going right down the middle, and I put a layer down. I roll it out. And side note, as I'm brayering off, I'm putting that into an art journal. So I use the same color twice, and then I go back in with my matte medium so that I can do my lift. And I am just loving this. And so you see I'm just sticking with the same color palette, right? The blues and the browns and the little bit of that. Oh, sorry, I interrupt myself. And a little bit of the metallic. So I've used smolder a couple times. I think I may have even used mineral and or gunmetal. I'm not sure. But I really, really like those mixatives. They're so much fun. And then the pearls. I love me some shimmer and shine. So yeah, so same process. Just laying down the ink, brayering it out, laying down the stencil, adding more ink, adding the mixative, brayer, pull. And you can see this one is still really wet too. You saw how the ink was kind of spreading. And then, like the novice that I am, I didn't wait for the ink to dry before I put the medium down, but that's still a great pull. Not because I'm skilled, just because it was a great pull. So I go right in to adding some texture and dimension. And so this is, let me see if I can find it for you. All right, this is Nouveau Expanding Mousse in the color, I don't see the color, Boatyard Blue. And so it still has that really kind of nautical feel, which is, you know, this whole release from A Colorful Life for May is kind of the beachy, tropical, nautical kind of vibe to it. So of course this is supposed to be like a fishing net, something like that. So therefore I'm sticking with my nautical themes. And of course Boatyard Blue, nautical. So I'm just using this wonderful new spreader that I have to lay this down in a very random fashion. Of course, I don't want to color it completely because that is a great pull, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And so again, I'm just laying it down. This time I added a little bit of pixie spray to it so it would adhere better and I didn't have to worry about holding it down. And so I go in various directions because I want more of the paste down there. And now I just thought, you know what, let me see what I can do. Is it water reactive? Yep. Look at that. Look at that. So over that pull that was a mess, I'm using this again, and I'm just kind of acting as though it's on a gel press. Look at that. Is that amazing? So essentially the stencil acts as a stamp, and then I decide I'm just going to pick up this mess instead of just wasting it with a baby wipe. I just pick it all up, lay my stencil down again, and then I am just kind of going to town and having fun with this. I mean, all the different ways that you can use a stencil, I think, are kind of represented on this particular little background, and it's so much fun. And I still had some paste on my spreader, as you can see, so I'm just adding another layer. And I didn't wait for anything to dry. This is just the way I work. This is just the way I work. And so editing these films is kind of a nightmare for me because I do work in such, I don't know, randomness, I guess. So this sweet little seahorse is a digital image from the Seven Kids Craft Shop, I believe is what it was called. And unfortunately, her little shop is no longer open, but we did a couple card hops with her last year. I think it was on Team Tiny. And I just had this left over from that time. And I just thought, well, just let me color it up. So I did. And I just used various shades of Pinky Peaches. And then I pulled out these dies from Studio Katya. They're Creative Dies Dotted Slimline Set 2. And then for my other card, I actually used Set 1. So they're both from Studio Katya. And that metallic paper is from Stampin' Up. It's old as the hills, but I love it. It's very pretty, and I did not plan out my color combos. It just worked. And I think this one is my favorite of all the ones that I made with this stencil. I mean, it's just pretty. It's just pretty. And that hello is from, I'm not sure. Trying to see if I can pull it out. I want to say it's Altenew. Sorry, I thought I was prepared. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, guys. I think it's Altenew. And so here I'm starting on card 2, and I make this one into a shaker. And I don't know if that frame that I just added the adhesive to, I don't know if that looks familiar, but that's actually the remnants from the first one. So when I cut that net panel out and I put the seahorse down on top of it, this was what was left. So I thought, well, shoot, that's a perfect frame. Let's make a shaker. Done and done. So I adhered some acetate. So Michael's had a sale on their acetate. It was on clearance. I got 2 packs. I could have bought much more. It's clear acetate sheets, 12 by 12, 12 pieces for $3. Regularly $13. I got 2 packs for $3. Yeah. So cut that down, adhered it to my little panel, my little frame, and then I used some foam tape. You saw me slicing it down the middle, sort of, so that it could fit onto my little frame. And then you saw me with that paintbrush. What I was doing was using some of my anti-static powder to go across the edges so that when I put these beautiful little shaker bits from Twiddler's Nook, they're called beach glass, when I put them in, I don't want them to stick to that adhesive, right? So it's an amazing thing. Just a little bit of that anti-static powder stops the stick only on the sides. You only want it on the sides. So look at those shaker bits. Again, it's called beach glass. It's from Twiddler's Nook. Now it did have some pinks and some yellows, the little shells, but I pulled them out so that it would all match and I didn't have some random colors going on. And then, yep, I used another one of those net pulls and I cut it out with another die from that combo. And then I've glued them down. And now, another sweet little digi. This one is from Angie Blum Designs. And I can't remember the name of the set, but these little whales are adorable. adorable. And so the sentiment that I end up putting on there is get whale soon. Little puns. Do you like puns? Check this one out because there's definitely some puns. And for this whole image, so it is the two whales, and then the sentiment comes as one image, as though it were a stamp. And it says, "I will always love you." But for this card, I didn't want both of them. So I'm just coloring him up as I did the little seahorse with my Arteza Everblends. And I'm not a swatcher. So I just pull out colors that I think will look good. And you can see my little scribbles up in the corner there. That's how I swatch. That's how I swatch. And I know it ends up wasting more time in the long run, but that's what I do. So I fussy cut him out. Now I'm trying to figure out, where do I want him? Because I don't want him to cover up all those beautiful shaker bits. So yeah, I put him right in the middle, and I lifted him up just a little bit so that his fin could come over the sentiment. And then I loved that red against the blue-gray so much I had to add some more. So those little red clay hearts were from Honeybee. And I just thought that red, that pop of red was fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So this is my little shaker card. It's very, very fun, very happy. So if you were sick and you got that, wouldn't that cheer you up a little bit? All right, guys. So these are my two cards. A couple different views on this one. Again, both of my images are digis. And the focal point, of course, of this video, the focus, if you will, is that net stencil. And whether or not it just looks textural or it looks like an actual net, you know, that's for you to decide. But so many uses. It's so much fun. Listen to that shake. That's a happy one. They're both happy. So here come my bonus cards. So this one was one that I used the butterscotch and the smolder on. And again, it's more textural. And this one, I actually used the stencil to do a little bit of ink blending just to get some texture for the beach and the water for that little hippo on the sun. So guys, this was my process for today, sharing the Colorful Life Designs net stencil from the May 2021 release. This is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me, and I look forward to chatting with you downstairs. Thanks. I'm out.